All right.
All right. Let me see if this mouse works. I got to see if there's anybody in here. Hey, how's it going? Turn this up. How are you tonight? This mouse doesn't work that great.
Works all right.
So,
I'll be right back.
what the hell is this? Okay. Topic. Gee whiz. What, Robert? What are you talking about?
No shave November.
Yeah, shush. So, how's it going? I see one person in here. How are you tonight? I wanted to talk about something that is a big thing up north that I learned about when I lived up north for many years. Who here has I'm sure everybody has, but how many of y'all have heard of No Shave November? Hey, Trina Brown.
Be right back.
Okay. Hey, Panda.
Be right back, right?
Okay, I'll be right here. I'm trying to. Hey, Stephanie. This mouse does not work.
No. I'll bring another one.
All right. I'm trying to get this. I dropped my son's mouse earlier today, and I'm not allowed to use it anymore because he said I broke it. So I'm trying to use another mouse that's not necessarily favored in my family. Can anybody see the link that I just tried to drop?
Here. Carry this one in.
Bring it in. Oh, I am. Whoops. See, I even dropped the bad one. Let me try this. All right. So I want to talk about, hey, I'm back. Hey, Kelly Sue, how are ya? I've seen and heard it several times over the year, news reports. So, No Shave November. Okay. Everybody up north, a lot of men will say they're not going to shave because in the winter time, the beard and the facial hair keeps their face warm. Can you see that link? And they keep it all winter because they want to protect their face from the cold, which whatever. I mean, men work outside, especially, negative 14-degree weather. I can't blame them. So they won't shave starting the beginning of November, and they will carry it on throughout the winter. I was just wondering how many of you guys, yes, that's what she says, twice in one day. How many of y'all have husbands or boyfriends that participate in this No Shave November? Anybody? So I've had many women friends over the years who have said, oh, it's No Shave November. I'm not going to shave my legs. Because it's, No Shave November and I don't have to. It's winter. I'm going to be in pants and no one's going to see my legs. So it doesn't matter. My husband, and you too, that's what she said. My husband doesn't do it. However, we're in Florida, so there's really no need for him to. But, it was just something funny I was talking about with him because a lot of people up north don't do it. So I'm waiting for him to come back. He went to help my neighbor with something. But I decided that I was going to halfway participate in No Shave November. I decided that in the beginning of November, I was going to shave only one leg and I was going to leave the other one without shaving it to see the difference in hair length. So at the end of November, I'll shave it. My husband's not thrilled about it. But I thought it would be interesting to see the difference between legs. What do y'all think? Would you participate in the No Shave November at all? Let me see. Can you see the links that I'm dropping? Just say yes or no, I guess, because I don't know if it's working. And I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. You can see it? So, how many of you lovely ladies participate in the No Shave November? You're welcome to jump on if you want to click the link and hop on. Anybody at all do the No Shave November thing? Used to do it all the time back in high school. Stephanie, that's funny. I don't think you're seeing all our comments. No, there's something's must be wrong because I'm really trying to figure this stinking StreamYard's back out now that I have it back on. Okay, my husband, haha. Sure, oh yes. You do see the link? Okay. I don't, but I would. So I've never done the whole No Shave November thing before in my life. I always, if I go like a day or two without shaving, the way it feels when you put your pants on, when your hair, okay, you are seeing the links, awesome. When your hair pulls against your pants, that always bothered me. Damn bug. I only shave the bottom half of my legs anyway, but yes, Kelly Sue, I absolutely hate it. And the first couple days were like torture. Hey, Robin, how are you? To get over that feeling of the hair going over, or the pants going over the hair, the pulling, that would make me insane. So it's taken a couple days to actually get past that. And it's more like lovely hair I can brush now. I know, disgusting, right? My husband just does not approve, and he's like, where do you come up with these things? He doesn't understand me. But I told him about it, and he's just like, I don't understand why you're doing it. You're not up north, you're in Florida. Like, I don't know. I've never done it before, and I want to see what it's about. I want to see how it is at the end of the month, the difference between one leg and the other. So that's what I'm doing. And he's like, well, I'm not going to do it. He's very, very like a pretty boy. He has to shave. He does his head. He does that little chin strap thing. Everything is very manicured on my husband. But me, I'm just like, what the hell? Why not give it a shot and see how it is? So every now and then I'll throw my hairy leg on him and I'll ask him if he wants to pet my leg. And he doesn't necessarily love it. But I mean, he just shakes his head at me and laughs at me. Braided, I might be able to at the end of the month. Who the heck knows? Robin, have you ever participated in the No Shave November without shaving your legs? Braided. That's really funny, actually, because who the hell knows? At the end of the month, it might end up being that bad. It's pretty stinking bad now. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. That's right. That's what I'm doing. Whether my husband loves it, hates it, or anything else. I just decided that was what I was going to do. But it's really weird. From Bridgeport to Northport, it's torture. I can't do it. It's weird because I had to decide which leg I was going to do and which leg I wasn't going to do. First of all, I'm thinking like, which leg do I favor? And when I shave, which leg do I shave first? So the one that I shave first is the one that I shave. And then the other one, my left leg, is the one that's not getting shaved. Because out of habit, I would just automatically start shaving my right leg. And I didn't want to screw up my hair growth process, if you will. I do it all the time. I hate shaving. I hate shaving. I would love to get that electrolysis and just have the hair, permanently removed from under my arms and on my legs. And I hate shaving. It's like the worst part of showering, I think. It's just, some people are like, oh, I get in and I love it. I do my hair. I do this. I do that. I have a routine. I shave and it's just wonderful. Ladybugs and butterflies and bluebirds. And I'm just like, it takes so damn long to shave everything that you have to shave. And then I always shave first, and then I wash and I do my hair and whatnot. But, I've never been one that's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go shave now. Woohoo. It just never made me excited. I hate shaving. I used to love it when I was a kid, but now that I'm an adult, it's like, Jesus, it's been 20 years of shaving. Can I please stop? Oh, my. What are we? No. So I was telling them up north, we were talking about how a lot of men will do No Shave November and they won't shave their face because of the winter. The hair keeps their face warm. I shave my legs every day.
No problem.
So I decided to participate and do only one leg and leave the other one hairy for the whole month. Babe, come tell everybody what you think about my hairy leg.
Your what?
Come on.
What do you got going on? And a shirt on.
You don't need a shirt on.
Your hairy leg. Hold on. Let me get my thing.
He's got to put a shirt on, I guess. He's getting. Are you getting shy in your old age?
No, I'm not getting shy. But
So I've decided to shave my right leg only and let my left leg grow hair for the remainder of the month, for the entire month, from November 1st until the end of the month. And that's what I'm doing. Needless to say, my husband does not think it's the sexiest choice that I've ever made.
I don't have a shirt, but whatever. I'll hop in for a second. What's up with it?
I was telling them how I decided to only shave one leg and leave the other leg to grow hair all month. What do you think about that?
Why?
This is No Shave November.
Does that even work?
It's a northern thing.
But does it work though?
Well, if you don't shave it, it works because it grows.
It doesn't get cold like that down here. I don't know nothing about No Shave November. I don't even get face hair like that. Does that work though for people that do it?
Yeah, men up north will grow full-grown beards. They'll stop shaving at the beginning of November, and towards spring they'll shave the beard off.
What's up, Trina? I mean, it's so you're gonna go half and half.
So, you know, I have one leg that I'm shaving and one leg that I'm not shaving.
It's I don't know. I guess it's gonna be painted out. It's gonna be painted butt.
No, Kelly, he sleeps on my left.
You're gonna be like when you put pants on and stuff. It's gonna bother you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be weird.
It did in the beginning.
One leg.
It felt very weird for multiple different reasons. But that's how we're gonna roll this month.
Till when though?
Till the end of November.
To the end of November. That's what they do that like all the time up north.
Mm-hmm. Ladies, tell him.
They ever done it?
Some people in here have said that they have done it before. Here, someone jump on and let's talk about this. School my husband on No Shave November. My husband does the same thing with his goatee. Okay, very long. You mean he got the? Yeah, he has the unshaved side. He doesn't love it. So if I throw my leg over him, I'm like, hey, how about some sexy time? You know, he's not really into the whole sexy time hairy leg thing.
It's not.
My left leg is not getting much attention.
It's not super hairy like that though.
Yet.
Yeah, no, it's not. I can't notice. I just don't know how people do it. I mean, I don't know. It's Florida. It doesn't get that cold. I don't know any guys that have ever done that before. Have they said their husbands do it?
Yep. Hold on.
What we got?
Hey.
What's up?
Sorry, I was having a horrible day.
What's up, Robin?
What's up?
My sister didn't No Shave November for her armpits. Oh no, Stephanie, I could not survive with a hairy armpit. No. I could not do hairy armpits.
An armpit? I shaved my armpits once. That was
weird. He came to me with shaved armpits one day, and I just kind of looked at him like he was insane. Do you have the OnlyFans? No, no OnlyFans here.
Armpits for months, sometimes. But I'm 58 years old, and I've been through the change, so like my hair doesn't really, I can go a little while without shaving them, and I'm alone. But what I was going to say is, like the men here do No Shave November where they don't shave the whole month.
They do it?
Yep.
Does it work? Do they stay warmer like that?
It protects their face from the wind.
Yeah.
I can see that though.
Because you have more, keeps your face warmer.
Big old grizzly beards, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes up north have big old beards. They got
You have to understand it's colder longer up there. I mean, you might have 4 months of decent weather and the rest of the year is kind of like crappy. At least in where I lived in Pennsylvania, I only had a couple months, 3 months of like decent weather, and it was still in the summertime. It was cold during the mornings and it was hot in the afternoon, and then it got cold in the evenings again. So it wasn't even like a full summer.
They don't know how good we have it here. It never gets super cold here. Where are you from, Robin?
I'm from Florida.
Oh,
I only live 3 hours north of you.
Oh, you know how
She's
it is.
in
Then
Inverness.
it doesn't get crazy cold here for us.
Well,
Thank God.
crazy cold, but we might have 1 or 2 really cold days, and I love it when it does.
Oh yeah, but it's it's manageable. It does kind of get cold sometimes though, but not for
A
compared
couple
to other people.
times. I think I've complained once so far about it being cold.
Yeah, but I've seen it snowed here in Florida before.
They
Not
said that
much.
in
but
70 something, right?
I'm a Floridian, so yeah, I've seen it all. Hurricanes, snow.
They said in the 70s it has snowed, right?
It
Or-
did. It actually did.
Is that in Jacksonville or Miami?
No, it was like, I live in Inverness, but the town south of here is Brooksville. So I was living there at the time. And Brooksville and Inverness do get really cold because we're like in a gully kind of thing.
Mm.
So it gets colder in these areas. But yes, there's been like snow on the ground, not like thick or anything. You step on it, it melts. But
Yeah, the Panhandle's way different than over here. It's like two different states. It's freezing up there, actually. She's up there where Raven lives. She's not too far from Raven.
I was told that in
You
Tallahassee,
get a screwdriver.
they'll get snow, and like it's never actually really warm up there.
Who else is doing it? Anyone else say they're gonna do it?
oh no, it gets hot in Tallahassee, during the summer and stuff. But I remember one time my ex-husband and we took our daughters, they were young, and we drove to Tallahassee because it was snowing, and it was right before Christmas, the day before Christmas. So we took them just so they could see the snow and stuff.
Right.
That was kind of cool. But yeah.
I've never really. I mean, I've been there. I've been through the Tallahassee area, but I've never actually stayed. I only like just traveled, passed through.
Right.
North Park.
And where?
In northern part.
Yeah, through Tallahassee, like coming in and out of the state. I've seen, just a little bit of it. Hey, babe, if you got an email, I will send you a photo.
Oh, we got another no shaver.
I don't know. Rebecca, are you participating in No Shave November?
So Robert says she's done it.
I'm down. I don't like to shave. I haven't shaved in a few weeks already, so I'll just do it in November.
It's a pain in the ass to shave.
I hate shaving personally.
In the butt. You got to shave your legs, underarms, and everything. Wash, because my hair is long too. It's not as long as it used to be. But anyways, yeah, wash the hair, condition the hair, and then I do my facial scrub in the shower. Sometimes I even brush my teeth while I'm in the shower, which people think's weird, but
He does.
I always do that.
I've done it a couple times, but I've never been, oh, good, Trina, I'm happy. I've never been in such a rush that I just have a routine. I shave, and then I wash my hair, and then I wash my body. And
that's what I do.
Tell her on Dr. Phil. I saw something on Dr. Phil one time, and he said if you brush your teeth in the shower, there's all type of germs from the shower head. That's what he said.
If you brush your teeth in the shower, there's supposed to be all type of germs and mildew and whatnot from the shower head that comes down on you. I've never been in that much of a rush. I get out of the shower and, he'll get up in the morning, and before he leaves the bedroom, he'll shave, or not shave, he'll brush his teeth. He'll go to the bathroom, brush his teeth, and then he'll leave for breakfast. Me, I'm going to come out of my room, eat, and then I'm going to come into that bathroom and brush my teeth because I hate the way food and drink tastes after I brush my teeth. But he does everything completely ass backwards.
Yeah, I don't brush my teeth in the shower every time, but it depends. If I'm going out that morning and I have to do whatever, and maybe I went out and smoked a cigarette and now I came back in to take my shower and get ready or something, then yeah, I usually just brush my teeth in the shower, then shave my legs, then wash my hair, then wash my body, then do my face.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, happy Veterans Day. Jeffrey, let me ask you a question. Do you participate in No Shave November?
He's a veteran. Big shout out to him.
He said happy Veterans Day. He didn't say. Are you a veteran, Jeff?
Oh, he said Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to anybody, even though if you did serve.
Yes, happy Veterans Day to everybody. My daddy's a veteran. I love it. I'm so proud of him. Candace, your mic is muted. I saw the lady.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. How are you,
Hey.
Candace?
Good.
Navy JROTC. Army JROTC right here.
What is it?
Okay, I saw where a lady suggested using
What's
your
up, what's up?
washcloth to dry off instead of a towel.
Listen, I'm fixing the screen door, ladies.
I could not use one washcloth to dry off my body. In fact, I do not understand how women will use one towel. I've literally taken showers at people's houses, like when I spent the night, and they'll hand me a towel, or like Matt's grandma, she'll here you go, honey, and she'll give me a towel, and I look at it and I'm just like, crap. I gotta dry off my body really quick and then wrap my hair up and try to rub the water out of it. And then I have to hurry up and dry my back off again. It's just like, how the heck do people do that? I need 2 towels.
2 towels.
And to
And
try
I
to
use
use,
a big one to dry off on. And then, I have a regular size towel to wrap my hair in.
yes, me too. A thinner, small, or like a smaller one for my hair and then a bigger one for my body. But it's absurd to think about using a stinking washcloth. Like, could you imagine using this little washcloth to dry off your, no, I'll pass. I would make myself crazy.
You gotta have two, Robin.
What about you, Candace? Do you participate in No Shave November?
I do. Yes, every once in a while until he says it's time to shave.
I run out once or twice. That's all. Oh, Kelly, I could not do it. In the beginning of the quarantine, when they locked us down, I did I think I went like a week without shaving. And I told him, I'm like, it's so great. I don't have to shave my legs. I joked around. I'm like, I can almost braid it. And Matt's like, stop it. That's not what this is about. They didn't lock us down for you to grow your leg hair. So.
I you think it's more longer than it is sometimes.
Well,
All right, babe. I'm going to jump out and get back in the chat.
all
Talk to
right.
you later.
Thanks for hopping up.
Bye, Robin.
Bye.
It's if you're used to shaving every day and you go like 2 days without it, it starts like feeling prickly. Like, have you ever gotten out of the shower and it's cold and you automatically feel like the goosebumps and prickly hair coming back?
Yes.
Makes me absolutely insane. So this experiment I'm doing of shaving my right leg and letting my left leg grow, it's killing me. It really made me crazy in the beginning, but now it's kind of like luxurious. I should condition it, make it nice and soft.
Doesn't bother you with pants on?
Not anymore because it's past the prickly stage. It's long enough that it doesn't stick in my pants when I pull them on. But it feels weird because like your shaved leg is always the skin feels more sensitive against your clothes or your bedding or whatever. So it does feel weird as far as sensation, but it doesn't feel weird anymore as far as the prickliness.
How long did it take for her man to say time to shave?
Within 2 days.
2 days? 2 days?
Yes. He's like, I can't stand the pricking in my legs. You got to go shave.
Did he know, or did you say something to him?
No, he knows.
He already knew?
He can probably feel it.
Yeah.
Stubble makes my legs feel dried out. It definitely feels more ashy, like dry on my left leg. It's not very it's very European not to shave. I am Italian.
Yeah, but is that true? The European chicks, they don't shave at all?
I've heard that. I mean, I've never been
I don't believe it.
over there anywhere, but I've heard that they don't shave. I think a lot of women do the whole, don't shave my armpits and whatnot. God gave me hair, so I'm going to keep it.
I know some black girls don't.
At all?
I went to school with a couple girls that said that they didn't believe in shaving because, God made us grow hair, so we're keeping it. They were very religious and they didn't shave their armpits or their legs.
Well, religious is one thing. I mean, but I would think, but
I mean, that was in high school. I can't say that they're still growing their hair, but I mean, I did go to school with some ladies that didn't shave.
What's the religion part of it? Oh, it's kind of.
They refer to French stench. Old ladies, stinky butt. OLSB. That's a good one. You're killing me with that. That's I don't even know what to say. That's awesome. I can't imagine. If I go if I don't shave my armpits every day or every other day or something like that, it feels weird. Like we went and went camping and we camped on the beach and I didn't get to shave my armpits. And that whole sandpaper feeling, I didn't love it.
Yes.
After 40, you must bathe every day or you get OLSB. Yes.
OLSB, what's that?
Old lady stinky butt.
Oh my goodness.
Photo sent. All right, I'll check it out.
Uh-oh. Let's see what it is.
Yeah. Have you been watching the Summer Wells stuff?
I have been.
What is your idea on the whole perspective of all that?
You should say.
Holy crap, that's a long goatee. He put a lot of work and dedication and time into that.
Let's see.
What do
See, tell them what we saw the other night on that
I
camp.
think that
Remember? The dude was drunk?
I'm sure everybody saw Marissa's interview with Don and how just irate and they were just horrible.
Oblivion. Yeah, he was to her. Yeah.
They were just horrible people. Part of me wonders if the grandmother had something to do with it.
That's a good theory. You should tell them about that. I think you're on
Because the grandmother is still gone.
Where did she go? Sorry to
She
interrupt.
went to Wyoming.
Why?
Supposedly, Candace, her, and Summer had went a couple of months back to Wyoming because they had a new baby born in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's what she's supposed to be doing, is going to see the new baby still. But also her son, that is a sex offender, just got out of prison.
The grandmas or
Grandma. Yeah.
So that would be the cousin? No.
That'll be Candace's brother.
Okay.
Don said she's back on Molly's panel. I don't know. I just thought it was really weird. And we were talking about this. If something happened to one of my kids and they God forbid, went missing, and Matt's mom was here or my mom was here when it happened, they would be waiting for the cops to show up and they would, they'd be 100% full on focused on giving statements, talking about everything that happened, the entire events of the day, and trying to help find, my kids, the boys. And so when he said, no, she left before the cops got here because she wanted to avoid all the questioning and the chaos that came from that, it just struck me as weird because my parents and Matt's parents would not do that. They would stay and they would want to know. Good night, Jeff. They would want to know exactly what was going on and be 100%, cooperative and participate with the search and the interviews and the questioning and whatnot. So that really struck us as weird that she took off. But I'm wondering, I don't know what kind of woman the grandmother is, Candace's mom, but I really wonder if she had something to do with it, as if to save the child from the hectic, chaotic family that she lives in. I mean, it's not a healthy family.
What about the part where the guy was saying that's happened before to what's the mom's name?
Candace's sister, her sister went missing.
Yeah, Rose, her sister Rose went missing, and that's why they're trying to say she didn't want to do anything with the questioning situation. Is
Right.
because she didn't want to bring that all back up.
That's why she
But
was.
the thing is, her car was found at Candace's job back in Wyoming when she worked at the laundromat, not at the grocery store or the convenience store like they said it was supposed to have been found at.
What state was her sister from? Do you know, Candace?
Wyoming.
She was from Wyoming.
Hmm.
It's all super sketchy, man, and super. I think it's sketchy.
It just doesn't make sense. It's really like, yeah, it's sketchy to me. I don't know about you, like Candace. Would your mom or your mother-in-law would they hit the road before the cops show up, or would they be there and participate in everything since they were there when the events happened?
They would sit here and participate with everything. I know 100% my mom would be the one. I mean, she panics if my son don't come home in the house before dark, and my mother-in-law's the same way. Like, they don't call her and say, "Hey, Mama, what you been doing today?" She's like, "What are the kids been doing? They haven't called me in a week." We're like, it's just they're being kids.
Look guilty when she took off like that.
It does make you look guilty. It makes you look very suspicious. Like Kelly just said, lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, and that's true.
What was the outcome of the kid? The Summer's sisters.
Not Summer. Candace's sister Rose went missing, but they never found her.
Yeah, they never have found her. Now they're searching the ponds in the area of where they live because they think maybe they disposed her body in the pond.
Yeah, but the guy said this has happened a few times before. What's the mom's name again? I get the names confused.
Candace.
Candace's mom. I don't know what her name is.
The lady.
Grandis.
She was
I knew it was something like that.
She was mad at the guy when they were doing the interview.
Right.
He was telling Marissa, he was like, this has happened before a few times, to my wife or whatever. It's just like, this is like somebody just a missing kid, man. For that to happen multiple times, that's a big alert right there, I think.
Fat Baby Toodles says, was Dawn around when Rose went missing? No, that was before Dawn was around. But the area that Dawn and Candace live in is supposed to be very big on kidnappings and child trafficking and stuff like that. Some people said or are suggesting that maybe they traded, or Candace traded the baby Summer for drugs to pay a drug debt.
Not a bad.
Don did say in the interview with Marissa that he owed somebody some money. He didn't say who. But on Dr. Phil, he said something about the cornbread mafia. He owed them money.
I'm just seeing you now. Here comes JoJo.
Who's the cornbread mafia?
I received an email showing me. Oh yeah, I have it. I told you I received it. Wait,
cornbread mafia.
Sounds
like a local gang or something like that.
It's kind of like they're local drug dealers, but they don't want to be called drug dealers. So they call them the mafia or the Dixie Mafia.
Yeah, it's like a local dope guys.
Yeah.
That's he owed them money.
Yeah, Dawn owed them money, and so did Candace.
I'm not sure what your email address is.
Both of them. That's crazy. I didn't know that. He said that in Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
What did Dr. Phil say?
And when they questioned Candace about the cornbread mafia, she took off her mic and walked off and didn't want to have anything to do with it no more.
Yeah, I noticed she doesn't like any questions whatsoever at all. You know, she didn't like the fact that he was talking on like the podcasters. She's very like I don't know what's the word. She doesn't like any. She doesn't want to talk. You know what I mean? At all.
Here comes JoJo. I'm not sure which one of the emails that is yours. I'm not sure what your email address is, but if you send one, I sent you in regard to chat. Oh.
And Dawn was trying to get her to talk, but she wouldn't do it.
I wonder why.
Am I blocked? No, you're not blocked. I can see you.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, but did you see where they were talking about the professionals that read body language? They were reading their body language and they were making their educated opinions on their body language, how much they blinked, how they were breathing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like, I agree a little bit, but I disagree. And I know they're supposed to be like experts, but in a situation where it's, where your child's missing and it's super emotional and like hectic and crazy, you don't know what's going on in your head. How do you know for a fact that like, you know, a facial expression or blinking too much or, you know, breathing too heavy or the way your face is positioning and whatnot, the facial expressions, like, how do you know for a fact that, you know, those are guilty movements and whatnot, positions and postures? I don't know how I would be sitting if that had happened to me, if, you know, when I was being questioned.
They have to take into account that you're nervous, but I mean, if they're professionals though, were they like law enforcement or was it like
I think that they're specialists that like are hired by the law to just watch and talk to the people and, you know, determine what their body language and facial expressions are, you know, saying. But I was watching the video and they're stopping and rewinding and showing pieces of it and they're explaining this is happening and that's happening. But it didn't really look odd or something questionable to me what they were doing. I mean, I look down when I talk all the time. Or like, oh, you see that she looked down before she answered the question? Like, well, then I guess I'm guilty of something every damn day because you can ask me a question and I look down or I look, you know, my eyes, if you look at me, I'm always looking around before I say something or I think before I answer. So I wouldn't really look at that and think it was suspicious, only because those are things I do in a normal, you know, day. No, right. Have it on live chat. I think so. I didn't make any changes to the chat.
I don't know. It's all weird. That case is very strange, man.
It should be live chat, not top chat.
It's super weird. I didn't know the whole cornbread mafia thing. Or listen, it's no wonder that guy likes to party, man. And I'm not crucifying him for that, but it's just like, man, I mean, it's one thing to drink beers and stuff, but who knows really what's going on, what his habits are. It's all weird, man. I don't want to judge somebody. It's just very. I watched that thing. A lot of people seen it. But Marissa, that guy was acting. The lady was acting strange, man. Very strange.
He was obliterated. He was horrible. I mean, could you imagine that family, their dynamics? I mean, if that's how they act on a daily basis, you know. I just hope that if they find Summer, that they don't bring her back to the parents. They really need a lot of work on themselves mentally and physically and emotionally before they can properly take care of a child.
Yeah, they need a lot of counseling to get through whatever is going through their minds and stuff. Sure. So they can be a regular family if they are going to try to get their children back.
For sure.
Yeah. Is Matt fixing to shave your leg for you? No, he'll probably mention it to me a time or two, but I can't see him chasing me down with a razor or anything like that. He's fixing my screen door right now. The house is awful. You're right, Robin. Human lie detectors, they said. That's how
many kids they have?
Compare themselves to what they do.
They have 6 in total.
Like, is that stepkids, or is that their kids? Like all but
That's-
from them?
That is their kids. They the
6
4
kids.
boys they had, and then Summer that was living with them, and then they had 2 more that was living somewhere else. They won't say. They never said where.
Are they like adults and grown up now, or?
No,
They're
like
just
there's 2 little boys that are in foster care or something like that. But I was under the impression
Yeah.
that they weren't all Dawn and Candace's kids together. I mean, I thought that they I thought that Dawn was a step father to some of them. Hey, Kitty May, being all rude and loud.
And then it was and then I was on somebody's YouTube channel last night, and this guy was on there talking, saying that he takes a bath with his 4-year-old and 2-year-old daughter. And I'm like, okay, that just crossed me so weird, And then when it was said that Dawn took a bath with Summer,
What?
that struck me weird.
That is very weird.
And they say that Dawn had been taking baths with Summer since the day she had been born. And that night she had asked to sleep with Dawn in the bed.
I would have
What the
figured
hell, man? I didn't know
catch
all
it
this
in
weird
the
shit.
live chat.
That's weird, man. That's weird. She's 7, right?
Yes, she's 5.
Summer's
5.
I mean, 1 and 2, taking a shower, with your kid, I don't think that would be too odd. But I think, 4 and 5 is a little out of the question, especially like if it's a little girl, definitely out of the question.
Right. And then one of the neighbors, she's on Facebook. Her name's Jody Sue. She talks about nobody in that neighborhood even knew that Candace was pregnant with Summer until the day they brought her home.
Wow.
I wonder why they didn't say anything. How is it not obvious? Like, you can look at me and tell that I'm pregnant if I'm pregnant. I mean, how do you hide it? Eileen said that she had prayed for you and lit a candle for your interview yesterday.
I really appreciate that. That was super nice. You just said.
It's 4 a.m. in Ireland.
Shout out to Ireland.
Did you go to sleep yet, Eileen?
Why
My family's from Ireland.
Why are those kids in foster care?
Everyone carries different, though. No, you're right.
Do you know Noel why they're in foster care? With the boys?
I'm not sure. Do we know why the kids are in foster care, or the little boys where they were taken away?
No.
I think just because of the entire situation, and because I believe the boys were there.
The boys were there when all this went on, and so there's a gag order against Dawn and Candace to where they can't talk to the boys. And Dawn was not supposed to be on any social media because that breaks all his rights to the gag order, and it could put him in jail. Well, he was YouTube hopping that night. He was drunk, and he was just trying to find somebody to talk to.
That's what I said to Matt, actually. I said, I feel like he just wants someone to talk to, because he tried talking as nice, I guess, as possible for him. And I feel like he just wanted to talk to somebody. And the way he and Candace were getting along, I almost feel like he was trying to just escape that craziness for a little bit and just talk to somebody else.
Yeah. And then the whole situation of Candace in the background, screaming out like she was, that was just, I don't know. She was really belligerent. I don't know if she was drunk and then on pills because of the infection in her gums or if she was on the meth.
Oh shit, that's a good point right there.
Jody Sue said, I'm sorry, Trina Brown said Jody Sue used to be good friends with them, and now she's turned her back on them. She's a meth head like them, and her son are also suspects. So careful what you believe. I didn't hear that.
See, I have not heard that, and she's been talking a lot about a lot of stuff about Candace and Dawn and some of the other people on the property.
So Kitty May says, I heard that CPS were going to take the kids away the day that Summer went missing, but I don't know if that is true. It could be, because normal situations where something happens or a child's abducted, they won't just come and remove the other children from the house. They're gonna investigate the missing child, but the other children that are remaining at home, they usually just leave there. So there must have been something going on.
They need some protesters up there, man. That sounds all jacked up.
Yeah. I don't think you can really protest or anything in that area. I mean, you can, but I'm from what I'm gathering from everything that I'm reading and seeing is that it's like a dangerous area to be in.
Yeah, it looks like a very dangerous area to be in, and myself, I wouldn't put myself in that position.
All that stuff is facts, though, with the brother, the foster kids, and that has the dad been arrested and the mom like a bunch of times for drugs and stuff?
Dawn has been arrested for DUIs and drugs, yes. But I don't know nothing about Candace.
I don't really know. I haven't really heard too much negative stuff about Candace other than the fact that she's, possibly on drugs and a drunk. Other than that, I really haven't heard too many negative things about her.
Maybe it was strange that interview that night. She was acting super strange.
She was crazy that night. I don't know if it was because she didn't want Dawn talking to other people about it on YouTube. Some people said that she didn't want him talking to other women because she's jealous. But I don't think that there would be a reason. I mean, I don't know where you are, Candace, but I mean, if my husband's here talking to you on a live, doing whatever, discussing a subject to you, I'm not going to be screaming because he's talking to you over the internet on a live, panel.
Gag order, though? Did his lawyer
Right.
do that? Did his lawyer do a gag order? Because this doesn't make any sense. Unless did his lawyer make a gag order?
I think, I guess so. Yeah. The maybe CPS might have made it a point to put that gag order in place so that it protects.
Yes,
the
CPS
boys.
did.
Yeah, so it kind of like mentally protects the boys. I totally believe that Candace and Hunter had something going on. It's possible. It's a beautiful. Let's see. It's beautiful, right? Live in a nice village, mountains and loads of rain. Good night, Eileen. She had gauze in her mouth from her teeth being pulled.
Who's that?
Is that why she sounded like that?
Oh, the girl.
Maybe, but I mean, how often, how many of y'all have had your teeth pulled and that gauze is in your mouth? And I'm always gagging on the gauze. I hate it, the way it feels against my tongue and whatnot. I keep it in for 10, 20 minutes, and then I get rid of it. So at the time of night that it was when Candace was, screaming in the background, I'm not sure. I'm not saying she didn't have it in her mouth, but I just can't imagine she still would have had it in her mouth that time of night.
I mean, at that time of night, I'm going to be honest with you. March of this year, I had all my teeth on the top pulled because I had like a calcium in my body, so my teeth were decaying on their own. But I didn't have galls in my mouth all night long, and I didn't act like that with my mouth and being on pain pills or anything like that. And I hardly took any of my pain pills with my teeth being pulled. And there was like 16 teeth pulled at one time.
Damn.
That's a lot of mouth pain right there. Sounding weird because you're trying to like baby your mouth and whatnot. Like that to me, I can understand like muffled talking or sounding off. But I just can't. The way she sounded, it was just too much to me. It honestly didn't sound anything like it had to do with having teeth pulled.
No, it didn't.
No, do y'all think Summer is alive?
Man, it's very tough. I think. Come on, it's obvious that people have something. They have something going on with some type of skeletons going on there. On that, you don't think, babe? It seems.
I originally thought that she was dead, and for the most part, if you're not found within the first 72 hours, the chances of you being found after that get slimmer and slimmer. And she's been gone for 5 months, I think now. And yes. I was saying, she's gone too long. They're not going to find her. And if they do, I didn't think she would be alive. But now hearing all the things about that town, as far as them being a big drug town and trafficking town and whatnot, I kind of wonder, and I wouldn't doubt that she could be alive. But okay, think of it this way, and you might think that this is like twisted or crazy of me to say, but what kind of people purchase or trade for drugs a child? They're gonna sex slave you, sell your child's body to whoever. They're gonna benefit off you financially. It's gonna be an abusive or crappy situation. So in my head, honestly, I would rather find out that my child, was dead than to find out that he was being sex trafficked or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that to me is that's too much torture. That child doesn't deserve to go through it. Not saying that I want that child to be dead, but as a parent, I'm just thinking, the rabbit's coming. I couldn't bear the thought of my child being sold to other people and abused and mistreated and who knows what else. So I don't know, but in my head, I think that she would be better off. She's coming dead than being a sex slave. But I could be wrong. She might be in a house that's, really nice, and she might be with people that are taking care of her. What do I know? I have no idea what those people are like, or who took her or bought her or traded her or whatever. I have no idea what the situation is, but I mean, it could just be, hey, she was in a crappy situation. She needs a better life. Here, take her and give her a better life. And she could be living like Cinderella. Who knows? But, that thought in my head is that people are just not good people. I've lost faith in humanity for the most part. And I just can't imagine that she would be in a good situation, especially since that town is so well known for drugs and whatnot.
Is it known for missing people like that?
Yeah, it's a big area for missing people and trafficking and stuff like that.
Is it country? Yeah. Like why?
Yeah, it's Tennessee. It's like in the hills of Tennessee.
That's very weird. Very weird.
And then Candace could have gave her to somebody else, knowing that Don was sexually assaulting her or something, and wanted her to get out of it.
Alice is trying so hard. I see her. She, Don is a really sketchy character, if you ask me. Looking at him and, observing the way he talks and the way he acts, and I know this is horrible for me to say, but even the way he looks and carries himself, to me, he doesn't seem like an upstanding citizen at all. I can't imagine that he was a good father.
No.
I think Candace might have been high or something that day and something bad happened. Probably, Robin. I mean,
it's weird though. Like,
who knows?
What makes you think I'm gonna trade my kid? Like, what the fuck? You know? Right?
I don't know.
Who does that? Who thinks like that?
I have no idea. I mean, as a parent, there's no amount of money or anything in this world that, okay, here you go, here's my child. There's nothing you could do to sit there and willingly get me to hand you my child and, you know, say, hey, have a great day and wave goodbye. You know.
Pretty people. Weird that there's no updates.
It's hard because it's like almost like there's a bunch of normal people, and I'm saying normal as in like Dr. Phil and like the feds and the police that are investigating. They're talking to these people that are just not normal. They're not like they're not all there, you know, and they're trying to make sense out of every single aspect and detail. But how do you do that with somebody who just mentally is shot?
Right. I just sent you a text.
All right.
And that was the day that Candace, Hunter, and Summer went to the swimming hole with Brandis.
This was this day that you just sent me? Summer Wells' hands moved. Okay. I've seen this this picture before.
Yes. What child would lay on 2 gallons of cold milk for however long it took them to get down to their house for them boys to get the groceries out?
I mean, whatever happened to the seatbelt law? Why is she laying like that and not, you know, seatbelted safely into the car? Or, I mean, I don't know about where they live, but I know there's like a height and weight requirement for children. And if you're not a certain height and a certain weight, you know, you could be 6 years old. You still have to sit in a car seat. I used to joke with my friend because she was like 4'9", and I used to tell her that she needed a car seat before she could get into my car. But, you know, Summers looked like a little girl, and it definitely, I don't think it's because she's just a short little person. I just think that she's malnourished.
Right. I mean, you could look at her and tell she was malnourished.
Fat baby Toodles, I have no idea what kind of script Grandis needed. I don't doubt at all that it was something to do with you know, even if it was like a legal narcotic like morphine or Percocets or whatever, I don't doubt that there was something like that as far as a script for any of them in that family. She was alive. Her lips aren't blue. And yeah, in that picture, she was alive. I don't know. I'd love for her to be alive and be well taken care of. But the thought of her being alive is really kind of scary and heartbreaking to me too. Because like I said, I don't know what type of situation she's in. And if that family had anything to do with it, I mean, trashy people tend to hang out with trashy people. And so going from one bad situation to a potentially worse situation, that it scares me. It makes me like sick to my stomach to think about.
They're walking right now. Seeing freedom. You know?
Yeah,
they're definitely walking.
I don't think Dr. Phil believes them. I don't think that anyone believes them, to be honest with you, Rhonda.
What was his reaction? Ask him what his reaction was.
Dr. Phil.
I only saw I didn't see the whole thing.
I only saw when he was like reevaluating the interview with the specialists that were checking out their body
You can kind of read his reactions though, if he's like, you know.
I don't think that any of them tended to believe them. I think they all thought that something was fishy, something was up with the Don and Candace. Yes, my sister-in-law was in a booster seat, so she was 9. I don't even know how old my kids were when they finally got out of boosters, but I know they had to be, you know, like at least 5 or 6 maybe. I'm not sure, because you have to be old enough that the seatbelt doesn't cut you here in the neck.
Right.
And 70 pounds or a certain number of years, and you have to be in a seat. I got 2 towels. Gotcha. All right, so that makes sense. I think your height has to do with it as well, right, Miss Toodles? They have 10 dogs. Yeah, they said that was another thing they said, that their dogs were outside. Don said that they were good for nothing dogs, and he was like really talking badly about the dogs, saying how they wouldn't bark or alert anybody. But yeah, you can have friendly, happy dogs that are good to people and come over and whatnot. But do you really think that a group of 10 dogs isn't going to make some type of noise at a stranger? I mean, I don't know. I mean, some dogs are really well behaved and they don't bark or growl or anything at anybody. And then there's, dogs like mine who, if he hears you down the block and he's inside, he's going to bark at you.
Most dogs are going to do that, I think.
Yeah, just like when Chris McDougall went and did the interview with them, the dog that was loose barked and growled at him the whole time until he petted him, and then he calmed down.
Right. Yeah, because the dog wanted attention. I mean, they had to make some kind of noise. Grandis and Candace were supposed to be out back gardening or something like that. So they would have been outside, and all those dogs would have ran around the house to the front yard, or they would have noticed something had happened with the dogs, especially. They would have noticed the dogs before they noticed the baby going missing.
Exactly.
Very strange, man. Very strange.
But I mean, again, what do I know? I have no idea what kind of animals they are. But I can't imagine that out of all 10 of those dogs, none of them have that barking instinct. At least one of them has to, be a barker. Especially since they're all supposed to be strays and living outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the cops are supposed to still have Hunter's phone.
Somebody,
I don't understand that.
Yeah. They mentioned that they think that Candace and Hunter had something going on. Honestly.
What, the grandma?
No, that Candace, Summer's mom. Please forgive me for saying this, but like, they're not that, good looking. I don't know.
No.
Like, don't you have to, kind of have a little bit of swag in order to be a cheater? Unless the person that you're cheating with is just as trashy as you are. Who knows?
I mean, he was only 15 years old, and she's older, but
that might make all the difference too. The age factor. He's just looking at getting his rocks off.
Right. And she would buy beer for him. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the heck goes through kids' heads? I mean, you were 15 once. Were you as much of a skanky little boy as you were as a skanky old man?
What's the age difference? What are we talking about, though?
The kid's 15, and what is Candace? She's got to be in her 40s.
Candace is in her 40s, yeah.
For a 15-year-old kid, that would, I would see. Look, I could see him doing that. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know, man. It's all weird. I think they're definitely hiding something. I think they know more than they're saying for sure. it's just one of those things where we see it, everybody sees it.
Hey, Skies.
But what the hell?
I'm good. How are you?
The real questions getting asked. Why aren't they enough pressure getting applied here? I don't get that part.
I feel the same way. I feel like they're not pressuring the parents as much as they should or would have other people. Like, are they trying to like silently observe and see the situation and what goes on and how it goes from point A to point B, or are they really that lackadaisical in Tennessee?
Yeah, and then I also heard Jody Sue say that Candace had went down to her house and told her, "Oh, you need to change your story. Go back and tell the cops that it was me in the shower with Summer. It wasn't Dawn."
That's weird.
I just can't understand. I mean, everybody does their things differently with their kids, but a 5-year-old girl, I really don't see a reason for her being in the shower with her dad. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that, it's something that, you should be crucified for. I mean, to each their own, but I couldn't see, my husband taking a shower with our 5-year-old daughter. He would bathe her, but I mean, he would just be uncomfortable with the fact that he was naked next to her.
Yeah. Even with mine being a baby when she was, my husband wouldn't even change her diaper because so many people out in the world think so sickly of different things that he's like, one person will see it, me changing her diaper, and think something's going on and report me, And I'm like, they don't think things like that. And he's like, yeah, you don't think. People have so sick minds, it's unreal.
Yeah. I guess you have to really know the family to be able to, I guess, really make a judgment call on that. I think that we're all judging and making our own opinions based on the situation and the way they carry themselves in general. So I don't know if it's a biased or an unfair opinion that we all have.
That's true, but think about how like I carried himself when he's getting interviewed by somebody. It doesn't seem like there's like a. Did it seem to you like he was asking questions and seeking for help? But you are right about judging people, you know what I mean? But we all could be completely wrong. But I didn't see him seeking help and like asking the public for like, please help me, my daughter, is gone.
I didn't know Beagle Mom was in here. Hey, Beagle Mom.
You know what I mean, though, babe?
Yeah, people don't do things the way I would.
Even if I was a couple beers down and I jumped on a podcast with somebody, and even if I was a lot of beers down and I was going through that, it would still be on my mind at least.
Yeah, but you could have 2 beers, 5 beers, or 10 beers. You're still going to carry yourself differently because in a normal world and everyday setting, you as a human being are nothing compared to what that man is. So you might, even if you have a buzz and you're a little tipsy, you're not gonna, act like a complete jackass.
He didn't even, ask for help or nothing. Like,
No, he didn't even ask for help with, from Laura or from Marissa to try to help him get out the word of his daughter being missing and trying to find her and stuff like that. And then Candace was in the background telling him, "Wait, why don't you just tell your girlfriend to come suck your and all kinds of stuff like that." She was really not on the subject of her daughter.
Yeah, no. That's what I mean. Yeah. Sure.
In that interview or conversation he had with Marissa and Laura, he definitely seemed like the more caring out of the two of them, the more concerned about his daughter than the two of them. She did not seem like she gave a rat's ass.
Right.
That's just, my opinion. But like I was saying, like the way I do things is going to be different the way you do things, Candace. The way you do things is probably going to be different the way I do things. We might both agree with each other and see eye to eye on certain subjects, but we're not always going to walk that same path, just like we're not going to react the way Dawn and Candace do. And so to say that, you know, they're not asking for help, or they're not asking the right questions, or they're not doing this, that, and the next thing, I don't know what they've done off camera. But I just know that the way they handle themselves is nothing compared to how I would handle myself.
Right.
Women reach their prime in their 40s, while males reach it in late teens. Yeah. Late 40s. I'm not there yet. Or I'll be 40 this month, so I haven't hit my prime yet. I'm still a spring chicken.
You're shaving one leg.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just shaving one leg. Doing my no shave November. Maybe I'll make it a yearly tradition. Who knows? I don't know. I really just think that the whole situation is very sad. Yeah. And I think that they need to really reevaluate the way they're acting and the steps that they're taking to find their daughter. And they need to change it and, you know, do it for the right reasons. And if they're really concerned about where that baby is, you know, they need to step up and start acting like it and make a lot of changes.
The only thing that she, in that live with Marissa and Laura, the only thing she did get mad about was when Rose got brought up. That's the only thing she got mad about.
Oh, yeah. She was hot over that.
Yeah.
Does Candace have an older boy that didn't live with them, or was that a lie? Well, out of 6 kids, they, you know, they definitely must have an older boy. I don't know where. I think the only kids that lived with them were the 2 little boys and Summer. Matt is he remodeling the house? He is fixing my screen door on the porch. We're out on the front porch.
Huh?
They were asking if you were remodeling the house.
Oh, sorry. Almost done. 2 more screws. You loud?
No, drills are not loud at all.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
I think. Here, I'm going to drop the link. Anybody else?
2 more screws, I promise.
Anybody else want to come up and give their ideas or points of view that we're not talking about? Quinny, Candace has an older daughter and son that she had put up for adoption years ago. I believe that.
Yeah, it's not adoption going on. It's very weird.
It is weird. I feel like that town is known for getting rid of their kids in one way or another. The interview should not have happened. Clearly, they were both intoxicated. I had no idea what state of mind they were in until they actually got on that live. They say, you know, alcohol or drugs will make you tell the truth, say things that you wouldn't normally say, or act the way you wouldn't normally act when you're sober. But if that's what they really think and how they really act, then that's a shame. She has 4 kids with Dawn, Summer, and 3 boys. Okay. See, I knew I remembered Dawn being a step parent, but I didn't know that she had given kids up for adoption. She gave them up. She knew she couldn't care for them. They should have put all of them up for adoption, if you ask me.
Yeah, because what's going to make the difference of when she put the other 2 up for adoption, make it change with the other 4?
Point.
Was she really young when she had the two that she put up for adoption?
I
Sometimes that.
think they say she was 17 or 18.
Oh my word. That's young. That's young to have 17 is young to have kids. You're still a kid yourself. I know, a lot of people that have done it and they have been successful raising kids from the time they were 17 and 18 years old. Myself, I would not have wanted to have kids at that young of age, but I mean, from what I've seen and what I know of Candace, I can't see her keeping kids at that age. Just because she doesn't seem like the type of person as an adult that would be a good caregiver. So she might have known I need to get rid of them, or her mom might have said you need to get rid of them.
Right.
What are the boys like? Are they good kids? I mean, I don't know how their parenting is, but if you have a crappy parental unit and they just raise you and let you do whatever the heck you want whenever you want to, I can only imagine that they would be bratty kids. But I mean, some kids that have, a bad parental unit, they grow up and act better and they're better behaved because they want to be better. But I don't know if they knew better. I don't know if they knew enough to say, hey, we want to be good kids.
Right.
I agree, Kelly Sue. She says, I admire her for giving her children up for adoption much better than the alternative.
Good point. Very good point.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. So I heard early on that Don had tried to sell his first son for meth when the kid was like 2-ish.
Been hearing a lot about that.
Doesn't he have a couple kids from his first marriage?
Been hearing a lot about trading for drugs. That's why the corn roll kids are pretty good.
Cornbread mafia.
Cornbread mafia is weird, man. I can see that, man. It could be a local set of guys or whatever. They just call themselves. It's probably the country. It's like a catchy name for whatever the country parts over there, and it's probably like the little name of the clique, whatever that those guys get money or whatever. And I could see. I don't know. Hopefully, that's just sad, man. I mean, that's disgusting. It's all weird, man. The whole thing is very weird. It's very weird. A lot of unanswered questions in that thing. Very, very strange.
It's so hard to know what's true or not. You're right, Trina.
Hello, Trina.
Do we know if Don had kids from his first marriage?
Yeah. I thought they said that.
Well, they someone's asking, Fat Baby Toodles, I love that name actually, said that she heard that he tried to sell his first kid for meth when the kid was like 2.
Yeah, that's a lot of people have been saying.
But I don't know anything about if he had other kids or not. I mean, I feel like I do. I just don't remember, to be honest with you. Don has an older son who is maybe 30. I believe he has a record like his dad. It's nicknames for your babies. That's cute. So he has an older son that's in his 30s. Wow.
Yeah, I think Don's a lot older than what Candace is.
I was just going to say that. I think that he looks much older than Candace. I don't know by how much, but I think that he is definitely, at least 5 or more years older than her.
Has she done anything besides Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil, the body language specialist, and I'm not sure. Has she done anything other than Dr. Phil?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That.
Somebody tried to call Candace, and she told Dawn she didn't want to talk, and she wasn't going to talk to nobody because of the Dr. Phil show that came out today.
Who was the people that burnt Don on Marissa's thing? He was saying some YouTubers were burning him or dragging his name through the mud or whatever. Who was he talking about?
The other YouTubers that he jumped on their panel.
No, when he was.
Or he might be watching YouTube and seeing what other people are saying about him.
Oh, is that what?
That could be what he meant. I do remember him saying that other YouTubers weren't being very nice, but I'm not sure if it was directly to him on a panel or if it was just he's watching what people are posting. He did a drug deal and left his kid at the dealer's house. His sister went and got him. Don is 58. Candace is 39.
That's a good idea. Whoever just said that just got me thinking. I guarantee there's some people it's in Tennessee, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people in Tennessee that know them. You know what I mean? I wonder, man, that'd be a good little, get them on a panel, I guarantee there's some people that know him. He
does have a cousin, uncle. I don't know how the guys kin to him, but his name is Frank Light. He just got out of jail for sexually assaulting of a child.
What is that? His family or a friend or something?
Yeah, that's family.
Jesus Christ.
No, you're right, Quinny. There is a lot that I don't know about the situation, and a lot of it's my fault because I haven't really put in a lot of time and effort into getting educated on the situation. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I keep coming up with my own thoughts, and it's sickening to me. And I'm just afraid to learn more about these people. It's just, when you're a parent, you don't want to hear about terrible people and what they do to their kids. I mean, it kills you. It breaks your heart. I mean, I don't know these people. I have no idea what this little girl's like, but I mean, it's horrible. It's just horrible. I'm trying to answer all the. I know you're doing a great job. You're definitely giving us a lot of info, Quinny.
Yeah, she's been paying good attention to it.
But you definitely pay a lot of attention and are super educated on the situation. I definitely want to put in some time. I guess tomorrow I'll start watching some YouTubers and seeing what they have to say about the situation. Because you're right, I really don't know a lot about the situation, so it's hard for me to talk about it without just being able to say what I'm thinking. I really can't give you concrete facts and things about the family.
We're still getting over the laundry one. That was tough.
Yeah, I'm finally at the point where I'm not, my head isn't going 100 miles an hour wrapped around Gabby. And that, I still think about that whole situation with Brian and Gabby. And I just want to kind of get my head back and, going straight instead of going in circles.
Yeah, on that situation, on that case, Marissa did come on, and somebody had sent her a photo. And when Chris found that drone in the air, when they were at the little box garden by the fence,
right,
that water bottle of Gabby's was sitting not too far away from him in their backyard.
That was photoshopped. If you look at his original videos when he first released them, a while ago, it doesn't show it at all. I had the still pictures, and I had asked like 3 or 4 different people about it, and everyone said that it wasn't there in the video. So when I went back and watched the original video from the Nerdy Addict, it wasn't in the video at all.
The water bottle thing.
Okay.
I did see something on Twitter today. I think it was. Or not today, a few days ago. The one, whoever Brian Etten was whoever he works for, they were doing a big thing on the water.
News Nation.
Saying it was fake.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So they're talking about a snake church. I heard that that they attended a snake church.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, one of those, the snake charming churches.
I could see that in Tennessee.
Yeah, a lot of them from that church have disowned them and don't want to have anything to do with them now. This is going on with Summer.
Should reach out to the
What
church.
religion is that? Do we know? Is it like, I know it's not Catholic. It's not Baptist or Protestant or like what religion is the snake charming people?
I really
we
don't know, and that's what I want to know for myself.
Let's see if Google will tell me.
It's like a Baptist.
Baptists?
It's like a form of like, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Christianity, it says. What church believes in snakes? Rural charismatic Protestants. Snake handling is often identified with the Church of God with signs following or the other holiness churches. Damn bugs. You're letting bugs in. They're attacking me. So I guess it is Protestant. That's at least what Google is telling me. Seventh-day Adventists. Sorry about that. They use the snakes. That's interesting. Pentecostal. Hey, Ben, how's it going? Come say hi to Ben.
What's up, Ben? Fixing my screen door, bro. What's going on with it, man? See ya.
Church of
Oh, fix
God.
my screen door, bro.
Church of God, I'm seeing. Okay. They say the Sabbath is on Saturday. No, they are not a snake church. I don't know. I know I've heard of the snake handling churches. I just have no idea. You just said it, the Church of God. Okay. So that's what it is. I'll look into that a little bit because now I'm curious as to what they have going on. I know that I guess they believe that if the snake doesn't bite you, then you believe in God or you have strong faith, something like that. And if the snake does,
If it bites you, then you don't have no faith at all.
right? Is it true that if you get bit by the snake, they won't take you for medical treatment?
I don't know on that. I really haven't heard too much into their church though, because they haven't brought that stuff up.
Reach out to the church, but that'll be a banging interview. Maybe get
Reach out to the church. Say, hey, I heard y'all handle snakes.
No.
Do you know Candace and Don?
There's somebody in that small town that knows them people, man, because it's obvious they're hiding something.
Yeah, but small towns are tight-lipped. They don't like outsiders. They don't talk to outsiders. They don't want nobody to know nothing about them.
That's true.
Especially the hillbillies in the mountains.
Yeah, that too. Rogersville, Seventh-day Adventist. No snakes. Okay, no snakes. Quinny's saying no snakes. I know when I lived in a small mountain town, it was definitely hard to get people to be friendly. They'll nod and whatever, but they weren't talking too much, and they were just like whatever, cordial, I guess you could say. But it took a while to get friends, and then when you made a friend, it took a while for the friend to actually open up and really be friendly and accept you as a friend. And
yeah, but you didn't tell me that.
Now you're going to sit there and call and want to ask questions, and they're not going to answer you just because you're asking questions.
You heard a woman out there, I'm sure if he...
No snakes at all. Quinny is adamant, no snakes. So we're going to go with that, no snakes. I believe her.
If he did some slime ball stuff and hurt a woman and left her out there to dry, man, she'll talk. Right or wrong?
Yeah, a scorned female would definitely be more likely to say something than your everyday average person that's not hurt or, angry at somebody for whatever, being betrayed.
It'd be hard to find that person. Report the trial.
Yeah, but what am I gonna?
Yeah,
you're making it sound like I'm gonna have an easy time finding these people.
Oh no, it's a long shot for real. It's definitely a long shot, but
there's more than just one kind of church that do that. Church of God and Pentecostal have both been known to use snakes, but not all. Good to know, Ben. Pastor Jamie Coots of Snake Salvation Church died in Kentucky. From the snake bite, Kelly Sue? It's frowned upon, but believe me, they still do. I mean, I feel like snake churches are probably in smaller areas, small towns. Mostly because I've never really encountered one. But anytime, and I know you're going to look at me and be like, "No, you're a moron," but I'm going to say it anyway, guys. The only time I've ever even really heard of them or seen anything about them is in a movie, to be honest with you. I mean, I know they exist. I've heard about them before, but I've only ever seen of them in movies, and they're always in small towns. So, like I said, y'all are going to say I'm a moron, but it's the truth, Well, it's not going to lie to you about it. I don't care. I don't care how dumb I sound.
Right. You hear about it and see about it more in horror movies with something like that.
Right. And it's always small backwood towns.
Yes.
But that's just in a movie. I'm not going to say it's in every small backwood town because, I know that's not true. It's, kind of hills have eyes type stuff to me.
Right. And that's basically what kind of what they're trying to say about over there with Dawn and Candace. It's more of a hills have eyes type of situation. Because of the way everything is over there.
Right. No, I actually believe that. It does sound like a hills have eyes area. It just the way they talk about it. I don't know if any of y'all follow Nerdy Addict on Twitter, but he went and talked to the Don and Candace, and they gave him a little tour of the property and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Don came out and said that they have I don't know the initial. They need a permission form kind of thing signed before they can talk to people and let people on their property.
Nerdy Addict did that?
Yeah.
Did he?
Nerdy Addict's everywhere.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Like I said, I don't know how much that I read and see is true, but that's what he said. And then Don, if it was the right Don Wells Twitter, the person, said that I can't talk to people without having a signed permission form.
Did he go on camera? Did he show himself?
No. Recently, a pastor was bitten in the ear. What? Didn't receive medical help and died. Because supposedly they believe that if you're supposed to live, God's going to save you. You don't need to go to the hospital and get medical treatment. That you're gonna test your faith, and you're either gonna survive the snake bite or you're not. Snake churches are usually up in the mountains. DNR, he cannot repeat anything he saw or heard. Yeah, he didn't go into detail, but he did say that he was there and had talked to them and was given a tour around the property, but he didn't go into detail as far as what was talked about. He did say that when he pulled up, Candace was in her car crying, but that was the extent of what he really explained as far as contact with them.
Tell him he's a good source of information for because you know him personally and shit. He's he's good people.
Yeah, no, we've met the Nerdy Addict a couple times in person, and he seems like a really cool, down to earth guy. I don't know him well enough.
Super smart.
to know.
Yeah, he was talking on Ziggy's YouTube last night and giving out some information last night too.
The Nerdy Addict was?
Yes.
I've seen Ziggy's channel in my newsfeed, but I've never watched. Is that a good source to look into, Ziggy?
She covers a lot of Summer Wells stuff a lot, and that's where I've seen and heard a lot of the stuff about what was going on with Summer Wells is from that, and that's how I found out about the Jody Sue.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll check that channel out and see what's going on there. Honestly, I don't watch YouTube, and I never have. The only time I go on YouTube is when I want to listen to music. So when I started doing YouTube, I really had no intentions of anything, really. I had no idea what I was going to do or anything like that. But I started watching Marissa because I met her in person, and we were, covering the same case. And I wanted to see what her thoughts and things were on those subjects. But until Marissa, I really haven't watched any other YouTubers. So I really don't know other people's names. I see a couple people that pop up in my little YouTube newsfeed because I guess they're related to the same genre. But I see so many conflicting things, and then creators going after each other and things, that are not factual. And so I just don't like to jump into something if I don't know what I'm getting into. I guess I want to know the person's credible.
Yeah.
For sure.
I do music half the day too. It's horrible. So yeah, I mean, someone asked me once, like, is it allowed to mention other channels' names in your chat? Like, I don't care. If you guys have anybody that you think I should check out and look into, by all means, drop it in the chat. I'm not a hater. I don't care if you say somebody's name. It's not going to offend me at all. If anything, you're just going to give me somebody else to look at and check them out. NDA. What does that stand for? DNRs do not resuscitate.
MBA.
NDA. I think that's the name of what the form that Don Wells has that you have to sign, the permission slip. I'm saying like he's going on a freaking field trip at school.
So there's no other
non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure. Okay, that's what it stands for.
Besides Dr. Phil interview, that's all they have. There's no updates.
No, it's just Dr. Phil, and then whoever. He did jump on a bunch of different YouTubers' lives, but I couldn't tell you the names of them for the life of me. No, Don.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But I had heard that he had been on a bunch of YouTubers' panels. I just don't know which YouTubers, other than Marissa.
What's weird though, if you listen to the Marissa thing, he watches like true crime YouTubers.
Non-disclosure.
To break it down, he was like, he's talking about it. Like he says, when he's talking to her, he's like, these other YouTubers and these other big cases. So he's done his research. It's kind of strange that maybe it's not. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't know. That whole thing is weird, man. There's just too many loopholes in that stuff. It's another thing where you might be hitting it on the head when you say maybe they're just sitting back and watching and not releasing any info yet. You know what I mean? You could be doing that very well.
It's like a permission slip. The things that I say, right? It's a permission slip, LOL, but it means you can't disclose any information you hear or see. Gotcha. I mean, that makes sense. I guess. Is that like who issued this non-disclosure thing to him? Is it something that Don wanted himself, or like did his lawyer say it, or is it the FBI or the police? Are they the ones enforcing it?
Does he even have a lawyer?
Yeah.
I haven't even heard anything about a lawyer.
He never mentioned it.
I can't keep all these. Quinny, click the link. Come up. I mean, you don't have to, if you want to. Holy Hannah, it's midnight already. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, it's 12:01, and I didn't even expect it to be this late yet.
Yeah. No, but hang on.
No, the thing popped up. It says White Boy Lockdown Radio is video posted, and in my head, I'm like, doesn't that happen at midnight? And that's when I looked at the time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And down it's federal. Please, so FBI won't get
I'll have the
involved.
shower, right?
You don't do panels. It's okay. You don't have to turn your camera on. You're gonna jump in the shower?
Yeah. Screen door's good. Screen door's fixed.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's not shut, but it's fabulous. Thank you for fixing it. My neighbor, we're sitting here and I'm getting ready to go live and Matt's got his stuff and he's getting everything together. And all of a sudden we hear a voice, but it's like kind of like a whisper. And it was like, hey, hey, hey. I'm like, holy Hannah, who is that? And then she started talking. She scared the crap out of him because he didn't know anybody was outside. And the neighbor had asked him to disconnect the battery in her car. So we went out and he helped her. But it was just funny how, she just pops up out of nowhere and it's like, hey. I mean, that was a Hills Have Eyes moment, if you ask me.
Don Wells. Don Wells and a laundry moment.
Dr. Phil had him sign an NDA so Don wouldn't spoil what was going on, what was going to happen on the show. That makes sense. So is that pretty much like null and void now? Like the NDA is no more? It doesn't stand anymore? Because now that the show aired,
well, they have one more session.
Oh, they do have one more session. I thought it was just the one.
No, they have part 2 coming tomorrow. So that one should be still in effect.
Gotcha. Very interesting. I'm learning a lot about it tonight. I had no clue as far as, all these like intricate details that, were behind the scenes and things that, were happening in the family. So y'all have definitely taught me a lot tonight, but now I definitely have to start digging and looking into it because of course I'm curious and want to know what the hell's going on and I want to learn about it. I think Don said after they both air, he can talk. Okay. I've smoked all my life too, but you wouldn't know it. I've smoked so many years. To be honest with you, I don't even know how long I've been smoking. The only time I ever quit was when I was pregnant with my kids. And then I probably went like another 6 months after giving birth. And then I ended up doing my cigarettes again. For some reason, I just can't stay away from them. Every now and then I'll go like a week, maybe 2 weeks without smoking. And then I'll be doing good and I'll be trying really hard not to smoke. And out of the blue, Matt will come home and throw a pack of cigarettes at me. And I'll be like sitting there and all of a sudden cigarettes will land in my lap. And I'll be like, what's this for? Go outside and smoke a cigarette. You're making me crazy. So he doesn't help my quitting smoking because apparently I am a little unbearable without my cigarettes.
What's your shower? Later, y'all. Good
Mama
night.
has COPD. Oh, that stinks. I'm sorry.
Good night, y'all. Good night, family. Good night.
Are you coming back out after you shower?
Yeah. If you're going to be on there for a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, come out. If you're in there, I'll come out.
If you're not going to talk to me, they will.
No, I'll come back out.
I don't smoke.
I didn't realize it was that damn late, but I mean, thought of it. Shit flew by, didn't it?
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Queenie, that your son passed away. That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Snake handling Pentecost passages. Read my comments above. Don was on panel live the other night, drunk. He was sad. I have 7 alibis. Okay, that's when he was talking to Marissa, I think, right? I have 7 alibis. Candace has none. She's going down. Yes. Let's see. I'm 65 and sound 10. I have a very whiny voice. And when I listen to my voice, like on a recording, I always just think it's horrible. Like, why don't I sound like a normal person? Yeah, okay, it wasn't Marissa. I always feel like I sound just like I have a very annoying voice. Like, I feel bad for my husband because I can talk and not shut up. And he just listens to me and he'll humor me and talk to me and let me go on and on and on. And it doesn't matter. And then I sit there and like, I'll hear my voicemail or something. And I'm just like, what the hell? Why does my voice sound like that? Dun, dun, dun. Tune in tomorrow's show. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out tomorrow and see what's going on. You don't like the way you sound either? Hey, Ben, I have a question for you. Do you participate in No Shave November? Candace, it's not. Oh, duh. Sorry.
All right.
There you are. I'm like, Candace, it's not letting you up. I'm like, oh, duh, because I didn't push the button.
Is that Alice grunting? Is that Alice grunting in the background?
No, that's actually my other one. It has a tooth that grows upwards, and I have to have it removed. But it's $600. So when it eats, it like grinds and grunts. I never heard of it till now. No Shave November. A lot of men up north will stop shaving in the beginning of November and won't shave again until after November. Yeah, no, that's Taffy. Poor Taffy. His tooth just grew right up to his nose. And he eats sideways. He tips his head down and he eats, and it's really kind of sad. It looks very uncomfortable. I have to get him into an emergency vet, but the closest one to the area is in Miami. So I have to take him up that way, but then I'm going to have to spend the day there because I don't know how long the surgery is going to be. And I can't go drop him off and come home and go back again because it's like a 2.5-hour drive.
Right.
I can't imagine the fighting in the Wells house. I'm with you there, Quinny. I was actually thinking that. I said that to Matt, because you imagine if this is how they are every day, all day. Like, do they ever get along?
Yeah, just that little bit we heard on Marissa's channel.
I know.
It was horrible. I mean, I kind of felt bad for Dawn the way she was talking to him.
I said that too. I said that I had felt bad for him and that it seems like he really wants the help in finding his daughter and he wants as much exposure as possible. Like, he really seemed like he was very sincere. But then the way he talked back to her was just kind of like, okay, maybe he's just as out there as she is. But how could she sit there knowing he's on YouTube on a live panel and just talk and act that way. To me, that's just like, I mean, it's definitely not ladylike, but it's just like absurd. It's just not something that you do. You don't just act that way. Even if you are trash, I mean, trash or not, you know how to act in public.
Right.
I remember Matt Lauer doing No Shave on GMA a long time ago. I'm in Jersey. I never heard of No Shave November. That's so funny. It's a big thing up north. I lived in New Jersey and I lived in Pennsylvania up in the mountains, but it was really big up in PA. I was a half hour south of Canada. So I was up there, and No Shave November was just the thing. And then where I lived in Jersey, a lot of the guys did it too, but I lived in a hunting town, small little town in Ocean County. Yeah, I don't know.
I used to go to Ohio and visit my aunt and my grandmother
Good night,
that
Trina.
lived up there.
I don't know. The whole situation is just wacky to me. It's hard to make heads or tails of everything. The whole thing is just, it just doesn't, nothing makes sense. Nothing falls into place like it's supposed to. And it doesn't seem to me as though the parents or the grandmother really have a lot of interest in cooperating and making it work. I mean, going on a couple TV shows and people's YouTube panels, I mean, it doesn't show that you're going, the distance. It just, to me, it's kind of like maybe they just want the attention.
Right. And it makes no sense. Grandma bought groceries the day she went missing, and then the next day she's gone.
Yeah. There's too many coincidences, especially like it was said earlier. Good night, Queenie. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out. Like the sister Rose went missing years ago, and then all of a sudden the daughter Summer goes missing. That's very coincidental too. How many times has that happened in one family?
Right. It don't. And they still have no lead on what happened to Rose and no explanation of what happened to Rose.
Right. It doesn't seem like they have any idea. She just was there 1 minute and the next minute she was gone, and the only thing left was her car.
Yep.
I live in northern Michigan, and most of the hunters already have their beards by November. We've already had almost a foot of snow. Gee, I do not miss the snow. Yeah, where I lived, they've already had snow. But it wasn't uncommon to have snow, till May. There'd still be snow on the ground. Hey, little boy. Come here. Say hi. Say hi.
Oh,
Say I'm Snickers. I'm Snickers. I'm being a brat. He's usually like the best behaved out of all of them.
My daughter had one named Princess, and I don't know why, at night she would kick her food bowl and her water bowl.
All day long. All day and all night. I can't tell you how many times I clean up the mess. My front porch is the size of like a garage. It's really big. And so I let them run around here. I lock my screen door and they run around out of their cage all day, and then I put them to bed. Before I go to bed, you're not eating this. And I come out here 3 or 4 times a day and just sweep the floor, and every night after I put them in their cages, I sweep everything down and then I mop the floor because I want to get all the crap off of it. Hey, Crystal. So, I don't know. They keep me busy. 5 of them keep me busy. One of them is supposed to be getting adopted here soon. Brownie, stop chasing Alice. But I have to wait for the lady to come pick up the rabbit. It'll be nice once I start having less running around. I'll miss them, but they definitely need homes. How are you tonight, Crystal?
Yeah, I'll try to get my husband to let me have another cat. And he's like, nope.
I have 2 cats. One just walked in my porch, followed my dog. We were walking the dog, and we walked in, and the cat just hopped behind him, a little tiny itty bitty thing, right behind the dog, and walked into the house and made himself at home, and he never left. So
Yeah. My daughter's cat picked up a kitten and brought it home. And we've had it ever since.
yeah, I end up with animals. I always end up with some kind of animal. I don't know how it happens or why it happens. Someone told me that animals can tell, they know what their safe place is, and so that's why they always end up here. But I wish they'd find another safe place because I'm definitely like at the top of what I can handle as far as animals. I've definitely had, over the past 2 years that we've had this house, we've had quite a few that we've rescued and rehabbed and then adopted out or released, because I had possums for about 6 months. I had 3 possums that needed to get taken care of. They were little itty bitty things, and I had to bottle feed them. And so when they were old enough to be released, after they were taken care of and big enough, I took them out to the preserve next to my house, and it's like a big hiking trail, and we let them go out there. And we've had a whole bunch of things. I can't even tell you. Like, I have a freaking hedgehog. It was out in the yard. How often do you just see a hedgehog walking through your yard?
Not often.
It never happened to me before, but there he is. He's hanging out in his cage right now. We have rescued donkeys. I want a donkey really bad. We're working on trying to buy property because he's as nuts as I am, and he doesn't ever tell me no. So I'm like, I want horses, and I want a donkey, and I want a peacock, and I want to have my own little.
I have some peacocks, but they are afraid of people, so we had to leave them at a place that they were raised at, and then they tore the house down and built a Family Dollar there, and then people started shooting them. So because the people that owned the land and sold it, they gave them to my mom and me, and we didn't want to move them because they were used to that area, and they say that they would always fly back to that area if you move them. So we just left them there, and somebody shot our peacocks, and I was like, that was mine. And the dollar store was like, well, we didn't like them being here because people fed them.
That sucks. That's really sad. What would you say the easiest animal to take care of? My kid wants something. It depends on how much time you have to dedicate to the animal. Like, I stay home, so my rabbits run around for 13 or more hours a day, just because I don't feel like they should be kept in a cage. But they say if you have a rabbit, you should at least have 3 hours a day of letting it run around out of its cage. I feel like they should have more than 3 hours, but that's just me. But rabbits are super easy, and they're really friendly and tame. What about hermit crabs and fish? Yep, they're good. What about like a leopard gecko? They don't really require a whole lot. They hang out in their little tank. Take them out. They don't run away from you. They're not too fast. They're just cool to hang out with and pet. And, you just really have to feed them and have a heat lamp. They're pretty cool. I've had one of them. I have a tegu right now, but when he's not brumating, he definitely comes out every day and he'll walk around for, a couple hours and then we'll put him back. But tegus do require a lot of time and attention if you want them to be friendly and not aggressive. I'm trying to think. Prairie dogs are definitely not the best for a beginner, and they take a lot of attention and time. Gerbils and hamsters. Rats are good pets. Rats are really good pets. I had 2 rats. They were adopted out, thankfully, because I had too many cages at my house at one point. What about guinea pigs? My son had a guinea pig. His guinea pig was awesome. I had a sugar glider. They're really cool. The only thing I'm going to say about that is you have to train them as far as bonding, because they're not going to be really friendly and tame towards you if you don't spend a lot of time, bonding with them. So they're really cool. Like $350-ish for a sugar glider. Shoot, hedgehogs are cool, but they're like little cactus on feet, so you have to worry about their quills sticking you. But I mean, they're pretty good. They're very low maintenance and easy to take care of, but they're probably about $250 at a pet store. Unless, of course, you're in Florida and you live close to me, you can have this one. Tortoises. Yeah, tortoises are cool. Any turtle or tortoise is pretty cool. They really don't require much of anything other than food. But you have to be careful what you get, because you can get them pretty cheap at a pet store, but they won't tell you. Some of them get to be the size of a freaking Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
You're in Oklahoma. You're far. Trying to think. What do you think, Candace? What's a good pet idea?
To first start out, well, how old is her son?
Yeah, how old is your son? I don't know. See, sugar gliders are really cool pets. They're awesome, but also they like to be in pairs. So most of the time when you get one, you usually don't just get one sugar glider, especially if you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to it. You should have at least 2.
Right. And getting birds, they don't like to be separated either. They like to be with another mate.
Yeah, but
It's hard to keep with birds. Yeah.
But see, I want a bird really bad. I've always wanted one. Clearly, I'm not going to get one now because I have too many animals that are my own. But I really want a bird. But, they're also something that you have to bond with and spend a lot of time with.
Yes. For as far as my kids, the rabbit, my daughter had hamsters and guineas. They were easy to tend to.
Mm-hmm.
Then she had her dwarf rabbit. She was very easy to tend to. And my son, he had fish. And with him being autistic, he named every one of his. We had 13 of them. He named every single one of them. And
that's great.
I was like, how in the world do you know every single one's name? And you can tell me they look the same to me. He goes, nope, they're not the same. There's something different about each one of them. And he could tell you what they were.
And says his nephew is getting a leopard gecko. Leopard geckos are definitely a great pet. And they're easy with beginners. I had a fire belly toad, and they're really cool. They're aquatic, so they need like a little bit of land and a little bit of water. And of course, you're going to need a filter if you decide to put, fill it up, but you're definitely going to have to, no matter how much water you put, you have to make sure there's enough land that comes outside of it. But they climb too. They'll climb to the top of the tank. So you have to make sure that there's a lid on it. They're really cool. Downside to them is that they are toxic. Not going to kill you, but you can't put fish in with them because the fish will end up dying because of the toxins in its skin. I don't know. Fire belly newts are cool too. I've had everything. What about a snake? Are you okay with snakes? Snakes are easy.
Yeah, snakes are easy, but I just don't do good with snakes. I don't like them.
It's not for everybody, but I had quite a few tarantulas over, I've only ever had one at a time, but I've had, 3 or 4 of them in my lifetime. And I have, I can definitely say they are the easiest by far to take care of. Hello. What's going on, Sabrina? How are you? I'm good. Everyone's good. But I don't know. Ugh, I like king snakes. King snakes are cool. I don't know. Like, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy because I've had snakes and I've had the tarantulas, and, Matt's afraid of the tarantulas. He'll let me have one. He's almost bought me one a few times, but it's one of those things where, he'll buy it for me because he knows I want one, but he doesn't feel comfortable with it. Like, it's going to have locks and bricks on top of it so the tarantula doesn't escape. He's kind of anti-tarantula, but they're super easy. All you have to do is feed them crickets. You don't really even have to hold them if you don't want to. A lot of them are just no spiders. A lot of them are just like observing pets. I used to hold mine. I would put mine on my shoulder and take it to the store with me and stuff. I'm trying to think what else is good. But no spiders for you. Sorry. I'm trying to think of what's easy out of all the things I've had. Scorpions. I like scorpions. Matt said no to scorpions. I wanted to get one, and he put his foot down on the scorpion. And he said no to quite a few different snakes that I wanted because, I don't know, something about them being unsafe. I don't know. They're not safe, or they get too big, or they're aggressive. I am special. His name was Twiggy, and I would put him on my shoulder and I'd seatbelt myself in, and we'd just go for a drive, run to the store. They all knew me in town. I'm the spider lady. And some people would actually like stop me and can I hold it? Can I take a picture of it? Can I take a picture of you holding it? Because they were afraid of it, but they'd never seen a tarantula before. So he was pretty cool to have out and about. It was like show and tell. Everybody always wanted to know all these different things about it. I actually got bit. I was like this and he was on my arm. And when they raise up their front legs and their little fangs come out and they just stick you. And it bit me like right in a row 3 times. And my mom saw the marks and she's like, what happened? I told her. She's like, oh my God, are you crazy? Blah, blah, blah. Did you go to the hospital? I'm like, no. So then we go and we're at like a reunion, like a family reunion. And she tells my cousin and she's like, aren't they poisonous? Like, clearly I'm still alive. So tarantulas, yeah, there are some that are, venomous, as far as like deadly venomous, but for the most part, it's like a bee. If you're allergic to the bee venom, then you have like an allergic reaction to the bee sting, just like a tarantula. If you're allergic to its very, very, very weak venom, then you might have an issue, but you're not going to die from a tarantula bite. Puppies are a lot of work. Oh my gosh. I won't ever get another dog after my son's dog passes. I think he has quite a while left to go, which is good. I don't want him to die by any means. I love the dog, but it's hard when you want to go somewhere or spend a weekend out, or like we went to Disney not that long ago and we were gone for 4 days, and you have to worry about who's going to take care of the dog because the dog has to get walked. And the cats are one thing. You can put enough food and water out for them, and they have the litter box. And then the lizard's another thing. He's in his I have a big tent that he's in. It's a grow tent, and you just got to feed them, and they're good, but you have to worry about things like that. So when you have an animal too, you want to worry about making sure that they're not something that you have to worry about boarding or having somebody dog sit for you. So I'll definitely never get another dog. Cats are simple. I don't mind having cats. I like the cats. They're easy. You don't have to worry about them. You can go out all day and come home, and if they have to go to the bathroom, they just do it in their litter box. America first. Sorry, I'm late. Without team rubbing on.
Yeah, that's my husband. He's very conscientious with our dog. He's like 15 years old, so he's always, we can't leave him. We can't go nowhere. We can't leave the dog. We can't go visit a friend because they won't let us bring our dog because they have a dog. And like, it's just so hard to do anything with another dog. And then my son, he's so worried about him all the time. He's like, did y'all take him when y'all went to town? Or did y'all leave him at home? And I'm like, we left him at home. He can be home for about 5 minutes. He's okay. But my son is very worried about the little dog.
Hey, America First. How are you? Yeah, a dog is definitely not something that I'll get another one after my dog passes. I won't be getting another one, but I definitely would stick to animals that I can leave alone. Hey, Chris, how are you? Good morning. I would probably stick to reptiles. You're just getting ready to eat supper? Late night for you. Yeah, I would probably say a leopard gecko would be my first choice for my kids. Fish are nice, but I mean, taking care of a fish tank and all that, that could get pretty annoying too. I have a fish tank as well, and I don't love having to change it and clean it all the time, add water to it. So I definitely don't love having fish as much as I used to, but they're easy to take care of. Just woke up. Yeah, it's 5:30 where you are. It's 12:30 here. Stop it. They're chasing each other. But I don't know. Pets. Animals are great. I want all the animals. I just, I'm running out of room. A crested gecko are so cool. I like cresties. They have eyelashes. They're beautiful. Blue healers. Nice. We're doing good. It's been a good night. I can honestly say today's been a good day. Started out with taking my kids to the doctor and then fighting with the pharmacy. I got really mad at them and told them that they needed to get their shit together as Matt's sitting there and, not saying anything. He's just letting me go because at that point I was just like so angry. And he's just, at that moment he just like steps back and he's quiet. But after the pharmacy, we went to the grocery store and then came home and I'm hanging out with y'all. Yeah, cresties are really cool and they're really easy. you need to, crickets and whatnot, but you still need to bond with them and play with them, because they're not all gonna sit there and just hang out on your shoulder like a leopard gecko would. They're not fast moving at all, but you still have to work with them. Tarantulas. I said tarantulas, but she said no tarantulas. So we're coming up with other ideas. But yeah, crusties are awesome. I love them. They're beautiful animals. Hello. And I think that would be a pretty good bet for you. Any type of reptile, any type of lizard, for the most part, is easy until you get into the bigger ones. Like, you really don't want an iguana if you don't want anything that's going to get big, or you definitely don't want a tegu because they get really big. No caiman lizards because they're half aquatic, they're semi-aquatic, so they require a big habitat, but they also do require filtration and whatnot. So caiman lizards are definitely not something that I would recommend if you didn't want to put a lot of work and time into them, but they are beautiful. They're very, very pretty lizards. I don't know. I think rabbits are a really good idea for easy first time pets, but if he wants a crusty, I would definitely say that is a pretty cool choice for him. Hope your kids are okay. It's not that. It is their asthma. They have prednisone, they got inhalers, and they have nebulizer solution. So their asthma is definitely kicking their butts, but it's not as bad as we don't have to go to the hospital. They just needed, medicine to maintain it. What was the thing that looked like a dino eating? That's a tegu. That was when it was small, probably about 2 foot-ish. Now he's about 4 foot, maybe close to 4.5 foot. He'll probably be 5 foot by the time he's done growing. But so I'm 5'4", so he potentially can be 4 inches shorter than me when he's fully grown. I'm not saying he's going to. They don't always grow. Tegu, that's how it's spelled. They don't always grow to be that size, but they can get to be 5 foot. Usually they stick to about 4 to 4.5. Yep, tegus. They're from Argentina. And then there's Colombian golden tegus. They're very aggressive tegus. Very, very aggressive. So I definitely wouldn't go for a Colombian golden. They are smaller than all the other tegus, 2.5 to 3 foot-ish, but their attitude is like 10 times their size, and they like to bite, and they have very sharp, jagged, triangle shaped teeth like sharks. So when they bite you, it hurts and you bleed, and they can definitely make you end up having to get stitches. So even my tegu, he's a sweetheart. If he bit me, it would be bad because of his size. They have very powerful jaws. But his little brother that I had, he is a black and white tegu with a fire belly. He was beautiful. He would bite me probably twice a month. After he'd bite me, though, he'd be sweet. Couldn't get enough love and hugs and cuddling, but then out of the blue again, he'd bite you again. And he would only bite me. He never bit anybody else. He tried to bite Matt. He'd see this big man go and run. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He's running down the hall. Next thing you know, I see this little lizard chasing him down the hall. Or he'd be sitting with his feet up on the table and on the coffee table, and the lizard would just be walking around underneath him, and all of a sudden he'd go and he would jump and he would try to bite onto Matt's leg. So he's never actually been bit by the lizard, but I have, and it's not fun at all. But just watching Matt run down the hall screaming sounds like a girl running away from this friggin' lizard. It's great. I couldn't sleep at night with that either. But I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I don't know. I'm like odd. I like all these different types of animals. Maybe I'm weird. I don't know. I just have an animal thing. It doesn't matter what it is. I love it. I'm gonna touch it.
We had hogs when I was little, and we had chickens. And
I had 90
geese.
chickens. I went out to buy 5 chickens, and I came home with 90.
Oh Lord, I think my mom would have shot me if I came back with that many. I'm still trying to get her to clean out the chicken pen so I can get some more chickens and put in here. But she's like, no, we're not doing chickens no more. I'm like, why? I was like, can we go and build the hog pen back? She's like, nope, we're not doing hogs again either. I was like, dang. I was like, where's my brother when I need him?
You're not weird. We need people like you to take care of animals. We don't want. Yeah, take care of the animals. We can't. That's kind of how I think it started. People just, like somebody left a rat in its cage outside my front door once. Like they didn't even knock. I just walked out the door. I opened it, and there was a rat in a cage. No, I've never had I've had quite a few roosters, but they were all sweet. They never like chased me. They never bit or attacked, or they weren't aggressive at all. They were all really cool roosters.
We had a mean rooster.
I remember when my rooster first started to like crow, cock-a-doodle-doo. I laughed. I'm like, he's going through puberty, because he'd be like, you could hear his like throat screeching, like he couldn't really get the noise out, and he would squeak, and it was really funny. I'm like, oh, he's becoming a man. I love that bird. Thor. His name was Thor, and then I had Big Papa, and then I had Caesar, but he was a meat bird. He was a white rooster, and Caesar used to love to be in the mud, so he was always dirty. But I've had a bunch of roosters. They were all pretty cool. All my chickens were. I wouldn't mind having chickens again. Ben has chickens. What else do you have, Ben? Put these daggone rabbits away here in a minute. Growing up, whenever we yelled, "I'm the boss," it would chase you. Hated that bird. That's funny. My roosters used to knock on my door, just peck the door, and I'd open it. And it didn't matter. It could be like 10 chickens. If I opened the door, they just walk in the house. And what the hell are you doing? So I had to get them back out. But I got them really spoiled, because they would when I would open the door, if they knocked, I would hand feed them something. So they would all eat whatever I was hand feeding them. And there were times where I'd have my car doors open, and I'd be vacuuming out the car, and then birds would jump in the car. They were always just really, really cool to hang out with. They wanted to interact with you and be around you. So chickens were really cool to have. That was a really great thing for my kids to be raised with when they were little. Dogs, chickens, fish, and donkeys. I'm jealous. I want a donkey. I don't think Matt would.
My daughter does too.
He almost let me have a pig. I almost got a pig once. Cattle, horses, and dog. I'm jealous. I want horses.
Yeah, my husband was a potbelly pig.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I saw one of the people that I know that does rescue had a litter of pigs. They were little and needed people to foster them or adopt them. And I bothered him for like 3 or 4 days and was like sending him screenshots of the piglets. And finally, he's all right, fine. You can have a pig, blah, 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 I'm just like, yes. So when I finally called and was like, hey, what's going on? I'll take one of the piglets. She's like, oh, I just gave the last one to this person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shucks. So Matt was just kind of like, I think he was relieved. Like, he kind of looked forward to having a pig, but he kind of like really didn't want one at the same time. But he definitely is one of those people where like he's a sucker for animals, just like me. So, he gets excited. Like he'll tell you that these rabbits are a pain in the butt. They'll follow him around. If you open the fridge, they'll try to jump in it. And like they're such a pain in the butt. They're right under my feet. I'm trying to do this. If you sweep, they chase the broom. But then we'll go to the store and he'll be like, I have to get my rabbits something. And so he'll buy like whatever, and then he'll come home and he'll be feeding them carrots or whatever he feeds them. And he loves them. He loves having them around, but he'll tell you they're a pain in the butt. Chickens, ducks, geese, dogs, and emu. That's pretty cool. Emu are really cool. I used to say that I wanted an ostrich. I thought they were super cool, but clearly I've never had one. I've eaten one, but I've never had one.
I had a school teacher that raises emus.
I wouldn't mind having an emu. I had an aunt and uncle that had the meanest chihuahuas, and my mom would take all of us kids over there. Aw, chihuahuas can be like these vicious, deadly little things, these little gremlins. Yeah, ostrich is really good.
That's what I have as a chihuahua, and they're so little, but they got the heart of a pit bull.
Yeah, I love them though. We had one super sweet dog, like never was violent or vicious towards anybody. It was the coolest little chihuahua ever. But I've never really met another well-mannered chihuahua other than mine. Every other chihuahua I've ever seen was just like, rrr.
My mom is very well-mannered. She's laid back, and she don't bother nobody. And my daughter is like carries around like it's her baby, and I'm like, put the dog down. She can walk. She's like, no, Mama, that's my baby. I'm like, oh my God.
Barn
They
full
were
of
raised with her.
10-stall barn out there. There's 6 stalls full of them. Rope horses. I love rope horses. Lots of cattle. I wanted. Y'all ever see those furry cows? The ones that have like a lot of fur, like they're shaggy looking. I always wanted one of them for a pet. But I've owned a bunch of cows, and they stayed on a different farm, and they were just to be tended to, and then they ended up in my freezer. We have a bunch of owls on this property. I have the burrowing owls here, Ben. Super cool birds. They had babies, and they used to hop around my yard. The whole yard, they would just hop around, and it was cool to see them go from little tiny things to big and flying around. And then they left the burrow, and I don't know how, like, I'd call them Mr. and Mrs. Hoots. And so I know Mr. Hoot still comes around, but I don't really ever see Mrs. Hoot. I don't see 2 of them at the same time anymore, but Mr. Hoot will come and hang out. He doesn't leave. Oh, there's my hedgehog. He doesn't leave for too long. When he does, he comes right back. My hedgehog's
I haven't seen
awake.
my owl in a while. We have a red-headed woodpecker that comes around every once in a while, and then we have a bunch of cardinals and blue jays. And then my husband has these 2 squirrels he named Merle and Earl. They've been missing for a while, but they came back, so we think they might have had a baby. And I told him, I said, one of them's got to be a female. It's either Merle or Earl. So you're going to have to change the name. He's like, nope, we're not changing their names.
People down the road raise llamas. Oh, I bet those babies are really cute. I never thought of a llama. That'd be cool to have.
The town about 5 minutes away from me, there's some people that raise kangaroo.
Kangaroo. Oh my gosh. So I don't know how many of y'all know this, but Vanilla Ice lives in Florida. And this is a number of years ago, like probably 10 or more years ago. His kangaroo and his donkey got loose, and they were just hopping down the road next to each other, and the police found it. And when they ended up bringing I don't know if they brought the animals back to Vanilla Ice, or if Vanilla Ice had to go pick them up from like animal control. But when he picked up his kangaroo and his donkey, they ended up fining him like a crazy amount of money because his animals got loose. Alpacas.
Yeah.
Jaybirds, because they're mean to songbirds. I want a flamingo. I love flamingos. I think they're super cool, really pretty. And I made the mistake of mentioning that I like flamingos to my mother-in-law once. So now every Christmas she gets me like something new that's flamingo, like I have like a 3-foot tall statue of a flamingo, and I can't tell you how many pairs of flamingo leggings and shirts and welcome signs for the door and pillows and blankets. Like I'm 2 flamingos away from living in like a Florida trailer park. I have a lot of flamingos, the earrings and jewelry, you name it. So Matt calls her one day. He's like, Noelle likes a lot of things. She doesn't just like flamingos. And he starts naming off things that, Noelle likes this, Noelle likes that. And his mom was like, okay, no problem. So that Christmas, I ended up with like 20 different flamingo things anyway. And not one of the things that Matt suggested did she buy. So yeah, I have flamingos, lots of flamingo stuff. It's okay. I don't mind it. I mean, what are you going to do? I can start like a little flamingo.
You got your half a shave here.
That happened to me one year. I mentioned that I like pajamas to relax in and after work, and everybody in his family got me pajamas.
Matt joined me with the No Shave November. He shaved half of his.
Can't even see it.
He's now half hairless on his chest and stomach. Can't beat him, join him. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all go because it's 1:00. But I thank you all for joining me and hanging out. Thanks for talking to me, Candace.
You're welcome.
I'll be back on tomorrow. It was really cool hanging out with y'all. I had a good time. So I'll look out for you guys tomorrow, see who's around. We can hang out and talk again.
All right.
All right. Love you guys. Mwah. Have a great night.
Love y'all. Much for love and respect to you and Matt.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
See
welcome.
you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Night, man.